Hey guys, RanterInShades here, exercising my first amendment rights vlog style. And to compensate for such a negative attitude from my last video, I'm going to talk positively here. We're going to talk power ballads. As a self-proclaimed fanatic of glam metal and hard rock, especially considering I'm wearing my Bon Jovi shirt, I'm kind of a sucker for a good ballad. The tone colors, the chord progressions, the heart and soul involved in the singing and the lyrics. There's so much to a power ballad that I just love. And this video is going to go over my top 15 power ballads because no matter how much I narrowed it down, there was so much I wanted to include. Let's first go over what is a power ballad. I define a power ballad as a generally soft, down-tempoed rock song with some very heartfelt lyrics, generally about love, but they can be about other things as well. They're nothing too over the top, but with good writing and good production, they can be really great songs. Sometimes a ballad can be so successful that it could overshadow the true talents of a band, like in the case of Extreme with their hit More Than Words. Generally, I prefer the more harder songs in a band's catalog, but a well-done ballad can stand out very well. And these 15 songs I want to talk about, I think are just superb. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll think so too. Songs featured on this list are here for either lyrical reasons, musical reasons, or both. You'll notice that a lot of these songs are going to be glam and hard rock, but there are some pop ballads here too that I think are very standout. So let's begin. Number 15 is a tie between Make-A-Wish by Bo Nasty and Reason to Live by Kiss. First of all, I'm sure none of you guys have any idea who Bo Nasty was. They were one of the many hair bands to come out of the late 80s with an album I personally find to be well made and had the potential to be a platinum seller, but unfortunately, lack of promotion. Bo Nasty released one album in 1989 called Dirty But Well Dressed, produced by Beau Hill, my favorite producer of all time. This song, Make-A-Wish, was one of the last songs on the album, and I think it's one of the best. It tells the story of two ex-lovers wanting to rekindle their love affair given their change in character over time. It's a pretty unique concept that I don't think a lot of bands at the time were singing about. The only thing about this song that bugs me is the first line of the chorus, "Make a wish with your magic wand." Seriously? The big reason this song makes the cut is because of the solo. How often do you hear a solo like this in a power ballad? Despite the band not really going anywhere, their drummer Mike Tirana went on to drum for such acts as Axel Rudy Pell, Yngwie Malmsteen, Tony McAlpine, Rage, Key Marcello, and Tarja Turunen. He's pretty big on the power metal scene. Now let's go over the Kiss song. I'm sure some of you are groaning. I know not everyone loves Kiss. To me, Reason to Live is one of the biggest highlights of Kiss's career in the 80s. Like Make-A-Wish, the song has a very exceptional solo played by Bruce Kulick and has such an 80s vibe to it with the progression and with the synth. One thing that makes this song really special to me is the message of the song. Everybody's got a reason to live, everybody's got a dream and a hunger inside. It's a great message, though it's kind of an anti-love song because people have a reason to live other than love. Still a great message. Number 14 is Can You Feel the Love Tonight by Elton John. Disney songs, how do you like that? Not only is The Lion King one of my favorite Disney movies, but this is one of my favorite songs from a Disney movie. I'm sure contributing music to this movie was one of the greatest decisions Elton John has ever made. The song might be soft and may not be considered a power ballad, but it's got a great tone and the vocals and instrumentation are executed very nicely. It's a very beautiful sounding song, and every time I listen to it, I imagine dancing with someone in a dark room. Number 13 is Honesty by Billy Joel. This song came out in 1979 and really set the bar for the kinds of songs that would become very popular on the radio throughout the 80s decade. This is a song that is included for lyrical reasons. I've always felt that honesty is one of the biggest components of a successful relationship or successful friendship. Billy Joel in this song expresses how it's so hard to find honest people, and you know what? I can relate to that. A good bit of people in my life have been particularly phony and dishonest, and I don't like being lied to by people. This song, in my opinion, is one of the most relatable songs of all time. It might not be one of Joel's biggest hits, but it's something people really need to hear. Number 12 is Never Say Goodbye by Bon Jovi. I knew right away that there was going to be a Bon Jovi song on this list. They've come out with a handful of ballads such as I'll Be There For You and Always, both of which I find to be great, but no song of theirs, at least off of Slippery When Wet, is as criminally underrated as Never Say Goodbye. It's got a cool progression and a pretty cool solo and some of John's best singing. It's a song about a high school sweetheart and wanting to stay together. Like I mentioned in a video I made last year about long-distance relationships, people aren't always successful with maintaining high school relationships, and in the case of John Bon Jovi, not everybody can be so lucky as to end up marrying them. Never Say Goodbye is very heartfelt and is executed very nicely. I think it's one of Jovi's best songs. Check it out. Number 11 is Beautiful by Christina Aguilera. Now here's a song I'm sure nobody expected to be on here. I'm not exactly a fan of Christina Aguilera, but for the longest time I've really liked this song. In my personal opinion, the song is enough to show her credibility as a musician and as an artist. Her singing is very soulful and the song has a nice message of not letting words get you down. But my favorite aspect of the song is its chord progression on the piano. Even as a kid, when the song was popular, I was always so intrigued by what are known as chromatic progressions, and I'm sure I just alienated the portion of my viewers that aren't musicians. Basically, what a chromatic progression is a chord progression that either ascends or, in the case of this song, descends gradually in a phrase. Again, the passion in the music and a passion in the vocals I think are enough to carry the song and give Christina credibility as a musician. The song is very beautiful. Number 10 is Love Song by Tesla. No, the song has nothing to do with Sarah Bareilles, but the biggest reason the song is included here is because it has, in my opinion, the greatest acoustic intro of all time. Other than that, the progression is pretty standard, the lyrics are pretty typical of "Mending a Broken Heart," the solo's not bad, but I find the acoustic intro to be very original and very well played. And I can almost play it. Number 9 is Mama Don't You Cry by Steelheart. I'm not usually the kind to be into a piano ballad, especially when it's by a glam metal band who were known to be very crafty in their musicianship and guitar work, but Mama Don't You Cry is a song I find to be very underrated and one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. Already, Miljenko Matijevic is my favorite vocalist of all time, and this song is more for him than it is for the band. The lyrics are very personal, as they're about his mother, who was very sick at the time, and they are complemented so excellently with the music. The progression is outstanding. The vocal harmonies are incredible. The singing in general is incredible. Matijevic hits some very high notes. Even the clean guitar solo is very well played. There are some great licks to it. Chris Rizzola, their lead guitarist, is usually crazy in his playing, but the sensitivity in the solo, it works. The only thing that bugs me is the final chorus featuring a group of kids singing. I guess I can understand the connection, having kids sing what half of the song, because kids have a very strong and emotional connection to their mothers, and seeing them in the condition Miljenko's mother was in would just devastate them. I can understand if that's what they were going for, but I just think it takes away from the beautiful feel of the song. Other than that, the song is just gorgeous and something I'd highly recommend. Number 8 is A Whole New World by Pedro Bryson featuring Regina Bell. More Disney songs? Hell yeah! Like The Lion King, Aladdin is also one of my favorite Disney movies. The song itself I wouldn't say is great, but this version of the song from the soundtrack that became 1992, kicking Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, out of the #1 spot on the Billboard charts, I think blows the version from the movie out of the water. Peabo Bryson already has a great voice and is one of the best R&B singers, I think, of all time. And having him sing this after a year earlier, having a hit singing Beauty and the Beast with Celine Dion, I think is really cool. I really dig the really 80s sounding feel. The key change is excellent, the singing is outstanding, and my favorite part of the song, the guitar solo. Number 7 is Wind of Change by the Scorpions. This song is here for purely musical reasons. I like the feel and I like the progression. Maybe the song is also here because it's the first song I ever learned on an acoustic guitar. It's really hard to say what the song is about, but it always gets me thinking and reflecting on changes I've seen in people I know. It's a really sweet sounding song. Number 6 is What Love Can Be by Kingdom Come. Now this is one of the best hair metal power ballads of all time. I love the slow bluesy feel. I think the singing is very soulful and heartfelt, and the song builds to such an epic crescendo. It's amazing. It really signifies this song as one of the best ballads of the genre. Number 5 is Days Gone by Slaughter. This is a song that I have a pretty deep emotional connection to. This was the song I was playing for a good bit of the summer of 2012 after I graduated high school. Even though high school isn't exactly the most spectacular of times, there are some memories that, as the years go by, you don't want to leave. Graduating high school was a pretty surreal time for me as my fear of change was coming to bite me in the ass. This song reminded me that memories never fade as you're watching all your days go by, and I almost cried. I also really like the songs Do You Remember When We Were the Best of Friends and Looking Back on Younger Years, That's What Our Hopes and Dreams Are Made Of. They really reflect growing up and the changes along the way. I think the song is very beautiful and the lyrics are really sweet, and memories will never fade. Number 4 is Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams. Bryan Adams might not be everyone's cup of tea, but this is a song that holds some emotional significance to various points in my life. Whenever I really care about someone, I don't want to be told that they aren't worth fighting for, because there's nothing I want more. Really good lyrics and a really nice progression too. Some chords thrown in that aren't exactly part of the key, but I like the way they sound. Number 3 is No More Lonely Nights by Paul McCartney. Nobody wants to be lonely. That's really what the song conveys lyrically, but this is one of those songs I find solace in musically. This song has a fantastic solo played by none other than David Gilmour of Pink Floyd. And not only that, during the second solo, it goes into one of the coolest key changes. No More Lonely Nights is a really beautiful, light AOR sounding song. It's a really cool feel and very reminiscent of popular 80s rock songs. Number 2 is Can't Fight This Feeling by REO Speedwagon. If there's a song I find to be relatable in almost every way possible, it would be this song. I know the song's kind of cliched and used a lot when two people fall for each other, but that's really what the song's about, and I relate completely to the song emotionally. It's also got a really sweet progression, and the solo, what's cool about the solo is that it starts on such an excellent note. A pinch harmonic third? That's awesome. I could go into so much more depth about how awesome I find this song to be, but I'm going to save that energy for the song I have for the number 1 spot. And my favorite power ballad and favorite love song of all time is When I Look Into Your Eyes by Firehouse. I love this song. There are so many reasons why. This was one of the last really successful glam songs before grunge became the big thing. Lyrically, I think the song is spot on for what it's worth, particularly with the line, "I've looked for you all of my life." But musically, the song is brilliant. I'm gonna alienate my non-musician viewers again for a little bit. You know how lots of artists like to use the progression 1, 5, 4? You know how a lot of artists like to use that progression in a lot of songs? Rather than do that, Firehouse instead uses the progression 1, minor 3, 4. It sounds so much better. And to make things even better, the song goes through 2 insane key changes. I'm such a sucker for key changes. And the key changes in this song make it sound breathtaking. This is the most perfect power ballad. I mean that in the most sincere way possible. And by the way, did anybody else see the irony in me wearing my Firehouse shirt in my Valentine's Day video? So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I brightened up your day. Stay tuned for more videos, take care, and have a nice day. I'm Shades, and I'll see you next time.